to see a sight half as magnificent as when the moon overtakes the sun in the sky. Prominent, luminous, dawn of dusk. Light trickling across the horizon, sinking into the waves like rainwater into the earth. The sun's reluctantly passing gaze. Waves lapped over sand turned chestnut brown by the looming night. The eager tide was coming in. Her nude body lay pressed against the sand, her back arching. Above, seagulls danced in the wind in swirling, lapping pats. Sea salt and mist pleasantly filled her nose. A breeze coursed lovingly around her face. She settled, coming back down into the sand. Down the beach, fiddler crabs sidestepped, eyes always front. Her eyes fell to the horizon, the bleeding light. Urgently, the wind blew in from the sea and parted through her hair. The sky stained with rich, deepening sapphire, a blue much unlike the blue of the sea. Those waves were a marbled steel with flecks of teal, leveled until the wind rose and brushed the waves, stoking the ocean's crest like a fire. They came closer, bristling with foam, faster, farther. The wind licked at her feet, and repulsively, she recoiled, tensing against her bonds. They held firm, arching her into the sand's mold, her legs, her arms, muscles stretching, chains tightening, stakes unmoving. A free neck. That was all that was allotted, taut enough to let her see the water. It tickled her legs all the way up to her thighs. A thoughtless touch. A chilling touch. The salt bit into the splits. The water sucked on the blood. The more she tensed, the more it came, running down her body like rivers. They striped her like a tiger. The gashes on her body, narrow, precise, like little fingers across the skin. They drained as sheets of sapphire stroked against her waist. The seagulls above and the crabs on the sand watched from afar, unwilling to move with other predators so dangerously close by. Craning, arching her back once more from the damp grasp of the earth, she saw them lined up behind her. Cloaks like ash, markless, hoods like ebon, faceless, torches blazing, like the fringes of the sun. One knife in hand, the forefront figure, blood dripping. They were waiting. Silent, like her, though they had no gags to contend with. She bit into hers, groaning in bitter frustration, groaning in fearful anticipation. The waves ran down her back, droplets jumping to the sand. The crabs inched closer and closer, hungrier and hungrier, until she released herself back to the earth, and they defensively scuttled back. The water swallowed her toes and crept around her ears, rising higher and higher. The crabs waited to feed on the food that had been so graciously offered. But she hadn't been offered to the crabs. There had been a gold beacon on the horizon. It was swallowed by a pillar of violet night. A tombstone for the day, a tombstone for her. Sapphire molded into black, marbled steel drowning in ink. An overpowering, embracive lover across her lap. The crabs moved closer through the surf, but then they scattered. A touch thicker than water pressed against her thighs. Waves crashed over her face. Something large moved in the ink. Silent torches started to quiver, as the tide brought something else in.